we are here at KubeCon. I'm here with my good friend Michael from Kasten. And before we move forward, Michael, how has your KubeCon experience been? Because your booth is gigantic with all these cupcakes and everything.
Well, it's been awesome. Like great conversations. I think it's actually been. So this is my first one, apart from a virtual one. But it's been quite interesting, the persona that we're speaking to. Yeah, so from a persona point of view, it's actually been like really refreshing to see sysadmins, platform engineering actually come and speak to us about data protection on Kubernetes or around Kubernetes. And what I mean by that is the data doesn't necessarily need to live within Kubernetes as a cluster. It might live out in a PaaS-based solution as well, maybe on Civo in a virtual machine. I've seen a lot of that and a lot of that conversation. So our focus is how do we protect that workload on Kubernetes and on Civo Cloud, and how do we make a consistent copy of that data so that we can recover from it? Because backup's the boring part, the recovery is the good part that we need. Right?
Let's talk about it. You mentioned you're getting so many great conversations. What are some of the challenges that people face when it comes to data protection in Kubernetes?
So I think it's awareness. So I think there's a misconception that maybe Kubernetes gives us it's built into the platform. The key part is that, like, yes, it's high available, it's resilient from a storage perspective, but actually accidents happen, people make mistakes, people input data into it. We need to think about how we protect that. So once you've got over that aspect, yeah, so the misconception is definitely around, oh, we don't need backup. And that's true to a degree if you're running stateless workloads within Kubernetes. I'm not going to get into the whole stateful versus stateless argument, but if we look at the last 2 years of Kubernetes releases, every single release has contained something to do with data on storage within the distribution. So the misconception of, oh, I've got resiliency, I've got high availability, or actually, yeah, but have you got the ability to protect that workload? So that's been a lot of education and awareness that we've had in our
speaking of awareness, have you heard any interesting announcements you'd like to share in this domain?
Yeah, so from the Kasten K10 perspective, well, there's one thing around education is that we relaunched Kube Campus to be more of a Kubernetes-focused learning platform. Understand a bit more about that data. Yeah, there you go. But then equally from a Kasten K10 product, just add in more functionality, more features that enable us to protect those data and that application within our Kubernetes clusters.
So it's more about the awareness that you're mentioning. That's like the biggest challenge right now.
So like I say, this is my first KubeCon, and I was expecting it to be very much a developer-focused. I think it's great to see that, like, the platform engineering, the sysadmin are coming, and they want to talk about stateful workloads. They're inheriting clusters that they need to protect, or that they're running their applications on, and that they're actually thinking about backup. Backup's normally the last thing on the list, right? It's always down here. So it's good that the awareness is building and people are asking the questions about protecting.
I believe you've used Civo in the past for your demos as well, and working with data. So
exactly.
Share your views around that.
Yeah, so obviously running databases, I run a lot of demos from a custom point of view. So being able to push them into Civo and having the ability to almost replicate them between the different Civo data centers and locations has been awesome and fast. Working really close as well from the underpinning storage is the most interesting part. That Firestore, the ability to leverage that. Yeah, so being able to move that data between the different data centers, the different zones that we have within Civo Cloud, and use the underpinning storage and be able to leverage snapshots, etc. But also being able to move it between is a key part of what our customers are asking for.
Amazing. And what is your favorite part about Civo?
Well, the fact that I can just contact you and ask you questions.
The community, the support.
I can't do that with the big public hyperscalers. But then also, like, it's super quick, especially from my perspective. I'm running like DevRel. I'm running community meetups and events. I don't need a cluster for very long, but when I need it fast, and that's another key part, right? So from a Civo point of view, I forget what your crazy times are, but you can't even make a cup of coffee in the time to get a K3s cluster up and
It's
running.
under 90 seconds, which is supposed to reduce even more.
Sorry?
It's under 90 seconds and it's supposed to reduce even more. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Michael. Great talking to you.
Cheers,
And
Kunal.
if you want to get involved with, if you want to learn more about data backups, check out the links in the description below. For more clips from KubeCon, check out Civo TV on YouTube.